Okay, so you said last week that if a person tested positive for COVID but died from another potential cause, that it had to be accredited to COVID, a COVID death. Does that mean if a person at Redwood Springs who tested positive a week ago, then passed away, let's say 8 weeks from now, due to natural causes, will they still report that as a COVID death?
Again, another great question, Deb. I think it probably depends, frankly. If that patient subsequently was retested and tested negative, and therefore was considered cured, and then passed away of natural causes or something completely unrelated, I would like to think that they wouldn't be counted. They shouldn't be
Right.
counted. But if they were never retested, and so the record indicates that they were positive and it was never, refuted or never changed, they very well could be. And the reason I say that is we actually have a couple patients that are in-house right now that have been with us for more than a month that tested positive and are still testing positive to this day. Yeah. So 14 days has generally been considered the incubation period. That if, once you become infected, that after 14 days, the virus essentially runs its course and you're cured. Particularly if after 14 days you've gone 5 days consecutively without symptoms, you don't have a fever that's controlled by, acetaminophen or ibuprofen, then you're generally considered cured. But I think that's probably an average, which means that there are going to be patients that go well beyond that and patients that are going to be less than that. But it's been really interesting to see that some of the very first admissions we had that were COVID positive that are still testing to this day, they're still positive. They're still in the hospital and they're still positive. So now that's, a little over 30 days, 35 days, not 8 weeks. But I think unless you can prove that they're no longer positive, I suspect the county and the state, which I think, understandably frustrates people because, they think is there an over-reporting of it? Are you making this a bigger deal than it really is? And now you're calling everybody a COVID death so that you can scare us and keep your shelter in place and, justified. And but there is some scientific basis behind it, I guess.
We don't like to be the second in the state.
No.
And we're trying to
No.
figure out why.